exactly 60.
You're there.
So here on the old wheel, you can see with the valve stem in, those loops sit outside the hub, and the loops are farther towards what would be the outside of the rim with the valve stem in. On the new wheel with the valve stem in, you can see the loops are almost all the way in to the edge, the inside edge of the rim. So we've got to figure out a way to put the new rim onto the wheel but not change the offset of the tire too much because we want it to match with the other side. You can see this other side's the same way as the old one with the bolts going through and into the center rim with the loops on the outside. So maybe on this one we should have mounted the tire the other way and let the valve stem be on the outside so that the loops were on the outside. But now we've already got it mounted, it's already full of fluid, so we've got to figure out the solution.
Yeah, but it's going to stick here to slide down.
Okay.
See?
Whoa!
Watch your foot.
Well, that was way easier than the last one.
It's loose.
Lean it back.
Take it out.
I was going to say the bottom will have to come out. Heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. This tire weighs over 200 pounds. We might have installed it wrong. So we can look at the spacing difference here. This was all behind the hub. So the bottom of the rim is set out just for leaning purposes, but you can see from the top of the rim where the loop is actually up against the wheel. This is how much space it would be between the tire and the fender. On this side, the tire lines up still outside the fender mostly, but a little bit is covered by the fender. This tire weighs over 200 pounds. And at this point, we're not even sure it's going to fit the way we need it to. Because with these old tractor rims, there's more than one way to mount them. And some of those ways aren't right for what we're doing. This is going on our 1948 Ford 8N. The previous rim on this side was pretty well shot from rust, so it was time to replace it. We went ahead and had the new tire mounted up and loaded with washer fluid for ballast. And that decision, right there, is where things started to get interesting. These loop-style rims can be mounted in multiple different ways. You can flip them around, mount them inside the hub, outside the hub, valve stems in, valve stem out, and each one of those changes where the tire sits relative to the tractor. In our case, one setup pushes the wheel out about 3 to 4 inches further than the other side. I'm curious, if you've dealt with these before, did you match both sides exactly, or did you just run what worked? Now here's where we kind of boxed ourselves in. We had the tire mounted with the valve stem facing in, which means we can't just flip the rim however we want anymore. And on top of that, we want the tread facing the correct direction for the right-hand side. I've seen people run them backwards. I'm not a fan of that. So really, we're down to a couple options. We can mount it one way and the wheel sticks out too far. Or flip it and now the offset is closer, but the loops are on the inside instead of the outside, which means it won't match the other side visually. So what would you do here? Keep both sides looking the same? Or set it up so the width is as close to the other side as possible? For us, this really comes down to function over looks. Because having one wheel sticking out wider than the other, that can affect stability, clearance, and how the tractor handles under a load. And that matters a lot more than whether both sides look identical. So we're going to mount this with the loops on the inside of the hub, which keeps the overall width much closer to the other side. It's not a perfect visual match,
but mechanically, it's the better choice for this setup. Let me know if you would have done the same thing or gone the other direction on it. Once everything's tightened down, you can see it sits a lot more in line with the other side, and that's what we were after.
So looking straight on, you can see our wheel does set outside the fender on this side, just about in line with it. And if we take a look at the other side lined up here, our wheel sits just inside the fender. So there is a little bit more offset to the outside on that side than this side, but it's much better had it been, but it's much better than it had been if we had done the loops all the way outside. This side would be quite a bit further out.
These old tractors are simple in a lot of ways, but every now and then you run into something like this, where one small detail turns into a much bigger decision. And if you don't catch it early, it's not something you want to redo after the fact, especially with a tire this heavy, full of 27 gallons of washer fluid.
So I discovered another rim difference. These carriage bolts have the square on them that slides and then holds in these rings, because the rings on this rim are squared off. So that holds it in place while you're turning the nut on the other side. On this rim, they're rounded, not squared. So the carriage bolt head doesn't seat inside there. It just lets it spin. And it also doesn't let it go in as far because you're catching on that squared off head. So these ones, without the carriage square being able to slide into the slot, weren't going to be long enough to get the washer and the nut on securely inside the hub. So Tractor Supply, we got some 5/8 bolts. We had to get new nuts because the thread on this old one was like a machine thread, real fine, and the thread on these ones is a coarse thread. And we got a lock washer to put on one side, and then we'll have the big washer to put up against the wheel.
Which one is it? This one here? Ready?
Yep. So we took a break to go to Tractor Supply and get those bolts, and in that break time I forgot which way the hub was supposed to go in. We have now bolted it backwards, so the tire would be going backwards. So we got to take it all back off, do it again. We want to try to get one of the top ones on first and let the bottom just kind of fall in place.
Good. Have to let it down now.
It's still on.
Still on?
Yep. You can see it going up. That'll go on, except it just wants to come out.
Just hold it there till I get
Okay.
something threaded on.
Okay. So here's the tire that was already on. You can see the differences. The rings on the outside of the rim, outside the center. We take a walk over here to the other side. You can see the loops are now inside the center on this side with our through bolts. And on this side, we've got just rim, no loops. But let's see how that looks from the back as far as spacing. So looking straight on, you can see our wheel does set outside the fender on this side, just about in line with it. Our wheel sits just inside the fender. So there is a little bit more offset to the outside on that side than this side, but it's much better than it had been if we had done the loops all the way outside. This side would be quite a bit further out. Now let's see what our overall width is compared to what it was when we started. I'll have to go back in the tape to see what it was when we started, but I think it was like 63 or 63 and a half, and we are now 65. So we're 2 inches overall width wider than we were before, but we are at least closer to that side. The other thing you'll notice, looking right at this side, the wheel does stick out further than the center. So you're not seeing any of the center when you're looking straight on. If you look at this other side, just a tiny little bit of the center sticks out further than the rim. But yeah, if you look this way, so just looking at the rim, the center's a little bit further out. On this side, you can slide the whole way and never touch the center. There's just a little bit of a gap, enough for my fingers, between the center of the hub and the outside of the rim.
If you enjoy this kind of real-world tractor work and problem solving, consider subscribing to Purple Collar Life. We've got a lot more projects like this coming up. And seriously, I'd like to hear from you on this one. Would you have matched the look or the function? It's unfortunate that these loop rims aren't all made the same way, but let's face it, they aren't. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative and entertaining, please give us a big thumbs up. Leave those comments down below, and hopefully we'll see you again the next time. Hey, this is a great time to click that thumbs up button and give us a like. And if you haven't already subscribed, this is a great time to click the subscribe button and follow us along here on Purple Collar Life. We've got lots of Ford 8N tractor content, as well as a lot of other rural living content, all about real life here in Northwest Pennsylvania, getting firewood, running chainsaws, log splitters, tractors, all the things we love to do.
Bullet right there in the corner, so low spot. Ready?
Yep. You leave it upright when you haul it?
Yep. Way I can roll it off. Okay.
Yep.
You alright?
Knock your back.